What's going on YouTube? EarthP0w3R here, bringing you another narrated match. So, today's match I have myself running dragons, Force of Dragons, Light, Water, Dark, Fire, versus TheoBear. I know you guys haven't seen him in a while. He's piloting his Fire, Nature, Water, I guess you could call it like a tempo kind of mid-range deck. He focuses on like the early aggression, I think kind of like you remember with like very old SaberBolt. He focuses on that early by getting the Sabertooth out, and then just kind of going in with Heretic Prince Dragon and Awakened, among other big things. Running cards like Tetsuri on the Champion to kind of help ramp as well. So he's got some nice progressions in here, and you'll see some of the cards that he uses. We played it dual days, just to give you guys some background. We're both sitting at 0-2. I took two pretty heavy losses to Water, Dark, Light, and then followed that up with a loss to Megabugs. And I believe Theo lost to a Dragon deck as well as Megabugs 2. So, sitting at the bottom tables, we decided to have a fun match. And yeah, but to catch up on the match, Theo opened with a weaponized Razorcat. He's running Razorcat as well as the corrupted 2-for-2 guy, the Water Nature. I cannot remember its name right now to save my life. Bronze Arm Renegade. There you go. He runs Bronze Arm Renegade and Razorcat as well as Razor Hide to ensure that the Sabertooth comes down by turn 4. And then he runs birds, as you see there, Nyx, as well as some ramp cards like Reap and Sow to kind of help gear him up to his 6-drops like Tetsuri and the Champion, as well as Finbar, and then other cards too, just to kind of get him into that late game to where he can start dropping Heretic Prince, as well as other things like when the Sabertooth goes to mana with his ramp and all that, and just kind of drop a bunch of fatties really quick and go in. The deck is just all aggro all the time, and you'll see what he's doing with it here. So I was able to get a Lux, and I was able to Bone Blades away one of his creatures early on, and then follow that up with a Lyra to hold down his Razorcat, which he evolved onto that Sabertooth, just kind of catching you guys up here a little bit on the play-by-play. Finbar came down to bounce back the Sabertooth because I didn't have a way to deal with it immediately, and then I decided to go in with Lyra, because I figure I need to get aggressive before he starts dropping multiple fast attackers. So if I can kind of put him on the back burner here, then I might be in a good place. I know what the deck's capable of, so I'm trying not to let him get to where he needs to be. If I can just keep forcing him to drop the Sabertooth every turn, I can hopefully deal with it over time. So down to 2 shields left though, and things aren't looking super hot, but I do have field advantage, and I don't think there's any way he can deal completely with my field with 8 mana. So Finbar came down, and then I was able to drop a bird as well as piercing back a bunch of stuff. So, and yeah, there it is again. He drops a Sabertooth and opts to attack the Finbar to get it off the field and bank on a Shield Blast. Barring that I don't have anything to remove his Sabertooth, he could potentially take the game next turn. I know he's holding on to multiple threats at this point, so. But I have Awakened, which is my best play, so if he has a Shield Blast, he has it, but he doesn't, and I'm able to go in with both the birds and take the game. And there he shows me the second Sabertooth, which he was trying to get on board the whole time, but I just was keeping him down to 1, which worked out for me. So, Dragon's taking a swift 1-0 there, heading into game 2. As a shout out, quick shout out to Ultra Pro for being an amazing sponsor. Definitely go check them out if you haven't checked them out yet. Their link is down below as always. Fantastic products. Sleeves, deck boxes. I'm loving the Pro Duel deck boxes. I would definitely check those out if you haven't already. They're pretty sweet. So, beginning of the match here starts off pretty similarly. Theo gets the early Bronze Arm Renegade, and again, it's just going all aggro. He knows if he can keep me to, or he knows that if he can get aggressive before I can drop the Herald with the jump jets, like, he should be safe. But there he's not able to get rid of both the birds, so he knows attacking there isn't optimal. I could have the Herald jump jets, so he holds off. I do, however, have the piercing, though, so I'm able to bounce back the hyperspeed that he played, and then banish the Nyx by attacking over it with Lux. He does have the Sabertooth to revenge the Lux, though, and I have the Lyra in response to that to hold it down for a turn as I try to come up with some way to deal with this Sabertooth. As you guys saw last match, the majority of my options early game, I hardly have anything to attack over this guy with until like turn 7 or 8, or at least some way to banish it, unless I have the Bone Blades there, which is pretty optimal for him, which puts him in a nice amount of mana now, and he can just start getting really aggressive, which is not something I'm looking forward to. He has a really good play there too. He has the General Sky Crusher to drop and banish my Nyx, and then fast attack because Hyperspeed's on board. So he goes for that. Opts not to attack with the Hyperspeed because Lyra would be able to revenge it. However, I do have another Lyra in my hand is coupled with a Lux, so I'm able to tap down the Hyperspeed, swing over it with my current Lyra, and hopefully if he doesn't have a fast attacker, I won't lose the game next turn. Luckily, it looks like he doesn't. He Reap and Sows digging for options here, and then drops a Razor Cat. There he decides to attack over the Lyra, and I decide not to banish my Lux instead, because I am holding Andromeda, and put down way more shields than I was supposed to there, but we figured it out. I had Andromeda in hand, so I kept the Lux so that I could play it for 8 mana, and start to regain some momentum. Theo there has the Root Trap for the Andro, though, and decides to go in with the Sky Crusher, breaking the 2 shields that I just previously put down. Still putting me in a pretty rough position. I do, however, get the cast out of the shields, so I'm able to hold down everything, and now it's my turn to start getting aggressive. He misses the mana drop with the Tetsuya and the Champion, which kind of blows for him. Like, that would have been really good to break my last 2 shields there, because barring another Andromeda, he could just top a fast attacker and swing. He would kind of force me to go for game there instead of banishing his creatures. Luckily, he did miss the fire mana drop, and the Champion just kind of fizzles out. He has a second Champion, though, and once again misses the mana drop. Theo's luck just not there today. After dropping the Tetsuya, he goes ahead and summons the Gigahorn Charger to search his deck for what I believe is Heretic Prince. If that's in his deck. No, he just goes ahead and grabs a Bolt Tail. Bolt Tail there is supposed to be a Heretic Prince. Theo was only running 1 today. So that is like a pseudo proxy. We're still counting it as Bolt Tail, but definitely got that fixed after the match. But now I've just got this insurmountable force and just decide to go in with everything. I decide to attack with Lux first, and barring a Shield Blast, bounce with the Lyra to keep hopefully game off his board, and then use the Cassiopeia followed by my other attacker there to go for game. And that's that. So pretty quick 2-0 there. Dragons taking it over the very old SaberBolt deck, if you will. Shoutouts to Theo for keeping that dream alive, though. The deck is still really good. Sabertooth is still a very potent threat in the meta. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it at some early KMCs, you know, gearing up for before 5 Mystics comes out and that whole meta changes. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of it. So stay on the lookout. I've got another match. Myself versus... Who did I play? I played somebody. Anyways, I've got another match coming up in the next couple of days, as well as a new player in our local area, Steven Borum. He's getting into it, and I got some of his box openings from some boxes that he purchased, so I'll be putting that up here in the next couple days, kind of give you an intro to him, and then maybe get some matches with him here in the future. So stay on the lookout for all that, guys. Check out the social links below, the Facebook, the Twitter, all that fun stuff, and hopefully, guys, we'll see you next time. Peach.